Hello, good evening everyone. Hope everything is going well. Welcome to the stream tonight. We're just gonna kind of hang out and do some Time Traveller because that's pretty much all I have on my plate right now. Hey Ralph, good to see ya. Half a freaking million, what do you mean? It's good to see you though, it has been too long. The last time I streamed would be a month from Thursday. So I figured it was time to try to change that. Hey Killer, good to see you. It has been a month. It is really unfortunate. I'm so sorry for for my lack of being anywhere other than Discord. Life has just... Oh, that's so loud. Sorry. Let me mute that. I will never not remember. I'll never not forget to turn my phone on silent before we start streaming. Half a freaking million drunken nights. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Ralph. Life has just been all over the place the last 3 weeks or so. I've been so busy. And yeah, the garden hasn't been helping. 500,000 bombs. Ah, yes. Yes. Half a freaking million. We made it. Wait, no, are we over 1 million now? I can't remember. Talking about Wizard's Mind Bombs, I assume. I thought we made 1 million. Maybe 500,000? I don't know. It's been... I literally have not logged into the macro fishing account in, like, basically since the last video went live. I finished that video and then I was just, I was like, oh, I could probably jump into these things, but I'm just like, no, I just need to focus on one account right now, and that's been Time Traveller. And it's taking so much longer than expected to get this grind out of the way for Herblore. Saving it for the tot? What is going on with the music? Oh, it's buffering. That's so weird. The stream's not buffering. That's so weird. Why is that? Okay. Well. Hey Curtis, good to see you. Yeah, we're streaming on Monday. I was done with everything I needed to get done today, surprisingly early. And I was like, why not? Time to make up for lost time. Since I was just planning on basically grinding out this Herblore anyway. These limports. Oh, that makes sense, Killer. Probably not. I don't think I'll be doing any tot, honestly. I need to still investigate to see if it's any faster fishing water tot is any faster fishing experience than basically freaking barbarian fishing. But I don't know. I would have a hard time seeing that being the case, but I haven't actually researched it yet. I don't need that many more fishing levels for it, though. I think I only need to go to 62, otherwise maybe 57 with a boost. I don't think you could boost for Swang Song, though. Rolf, I will log on to Camera Cuda for you. Let me do that. You're going to see Spotify for a minute here, sorry. There we go. Moving some windows around. Yeah, I thought Barb was still better. I'm gonna log into the home world, Ralph. 331. Ultimately, it doesn't really make sense to do anything, I think, with water tot. I don't know which untradables you're talking about. The problem is you just need so little fishing. Oh, there's a dwarf weed on the ground. That's pretty tasty. What should I drop? I should probably drop this Tarrowman. I don't need it. You can't even really use the dwarf weed, but it'll be so useful later on. Actually, apparently it's only been 9 days since I logged in on camera. Not as bad as I thought. I'm at the GE on camera there, Rolf. I got your PM. That's great. Yeah, there's just... Oops, walking right past the bank. There's really not much you need fishing for. At least... So the tricky part is, like, I think a lot of people are treating macro-efficient main in the sense of it being that I'm going for max, but I'm not. I'm basically just going for a quest cave. So, it's not quite the same. Hey, there we go. What you got for us, Sino, aka Ralph? Ooh. I always do this. Why do I always do this? There we go. That's a nice amount of GP there. Very nice, very nice. Thank you. Appreciate the donation there. I still have some other mine bombs in the inventory as well. That's funny. The collection continues to grow even as I put in no work. Yeah, I do need 66 fire making, but I'm pretty sure logs are faster, right? I'm just going to burn the highest tier of log I can. Doing the no tick lost GE method. And it's so cheap, you might as well. But I might be wrong on that. The tots are definitely an Iron Man's dream, but... Oh, did I broadcast my pin again? Of course I did. Thanks for the note there, Hef. This is the second time. I should actually probably remove it because I don't even really... Like, I don't even have it on the macro efficient main, which is the account I would be more sad to lose the bank on. Or maybe I should put one on there. I don't know. Oh, who's here? You wouldn't believe how many clips I've had to delete because I accidentally put in my pin on a clip. And re-record. It's actually kind of embarrassing. Is winter dot? Okay, I have to look this up. I'm gonna look this up later, Killer. I know redwoods are faster at 90 plus. But I don't know about 50 to 60. Using the keyboard pin plugin is a good idea, but I actually can't get it to work on Mac. I don't know if it's a specific issue to Mac. I actually have it enabled and it just doesn't work for me. And I never put in more than 5 seconds of effort to figure out how to make it work because it's never bothered me that much. That would be really helpful though, because if I got in the habit of doing that, it would always be safe. We'll see what happens when I leak something more dangerous than my RuneScape bank pin. It's gonna happen eventually. I'm gonna log out on camera for now. Let me know if anyone else has mine bombs they want to donate. Then I can hop back on. So if you're curious, I am currently training my way up to 50 ranged so that I can equip the magic short bow next month, which is a requirement. And because I have to kill hobgoblins anyway, I figured they're a decent enough mob to train against, even though I'm stuck on basically tier 1 ranged equipment. Because way back in February of 2002, there was only just like, it was just called short bow. I guess it's still called short bow, and just arrows. But then they got transformed into bronze arrows next month when there's more tiers of arrows released. It would technically be way faster for me to wait until next month to train this, but because it's only like 60k experience, and I have to kill hobgoblins anyway, which are pretty low defense, I figured I might as well just get it knocked out. So that's why we're grinding hobgoblins. I guess shooting arrows at them instead. Killer, you have donated so much time. Honestly, you deserve like a wizard mind bomb. Like, just to celebrate. And I have done nothing to aid in any of the events that you've been planning. I'm still hoping to stream on Thursday. We'll see how it goes. So then hopefully I can help you kick off the new event and wrap up this week's. Or wait, is that crafting event 2 weeks or is it 1 week? I don't remember. Yeah, I know I haven't been on. It's so brutal too because I feel like the clan, like we created the clan and we had one event and then I just disappeared. Not by my own desire, though, to be honest. I have wanted to do nothing more than keep making content and streaming, but it just hasn't played out that way. Unfortunately, there are different things I need to prioritize. 99% of my bank value is in booze. It's pretty great. It's actually, it's over 99%, I think, because the stack of Wizard's Mind Bombs is like 130 mil. And I think my actual equipment and bank value other than that is like 1.2 or 1.3. So it's like 99.1 or 0.2% of my bank value. It's actually so sad. It is an impressive collection for sure, though. Crafting is 1 week, Tot Twins is 2. Okay, that makes sense. So crafting does end this week. The annoying part is like, Macroefficient's not quite ready to participate in the events, but as soon as I get it there, which is basically going to be after the Macroefficient main series is over, I'm totally going to be jumping in because that's going to be a really fun way to train up. I'm definitely going to be continuing that count after that series is over anyway. Which at this point it's basically just it's just questing and some quest requirement skilling to get out of the way. But there's a lot of big quests, big boy quests coming up. And I'm trying to make a list of other things I might want to do on there as part of that series, but I'll have to think through them. Probably mostly diary related stuff. So endgame macro is pretty much what I've defined it as is I want to have access to everything in the game. So not necessarily be able to do everything at like max efficiency or anything, but like literally anything you could think of in the game, I can go do. So like I can walk there. I don't have to complete anything. There's no content blocking me from doing it. And what that really effectively means is just get a quest cape because that unlocks the vast majority of things. And then I have to think through any other content that might be blocked beyond that with like mini quests or whatever. But I don't think there's much. But the whole goal of that account is basically just to make... So it's really kind of funny. All right, it's story time with Cuda, okay? So it's not Thursday, but I'll still give you a story because I'm feeling pretty narrative tonight. The whole reason behind that account was because I needed a second account to film cinematics of this account, because there's certain things that are really hard to film while you're like with the client the account is on, because it always shows these red clicks, and if you have menus open for emotes and things, those show up on the shot a lot of the times. So I was running around with these accounts that are basically like a skiller or an Ironman, and it was really hard to get around and get good shots of this account. So I was like, man, I just need a main that can go everywhere and take shots of this account. So I was like, great, I'll make a quick throwaway series of it where I basically just build up a main real quick. And as it turns out, it was what basically launched the channel. So my passion still lies in Macroefficient, or I'm sorry, in Time Travel Ironman. But that's where a lot of the interest on the channel is. So I am definitely going to be continuing it after Season 1. But until then, it's pretty much just get the quest cape. And also why... For some reason, YouTube is just not working tonight. Oh, did I turn off autoplay? Where's autoplay? Sometimes I turn that off. I don't see it. Huh. Let's see what happens after this one. The sad thing about macro efficient too is I feel like in hindsight I wish I would have put a lot more effort into it, because there's a lot of people who've looked at it, and especially more experienced players, they've looked at it and they're like, oh, this guy doesn't really know what he's doing, even though it was pretty much just like I'm gonna do it to the best of my ability kind of thing. And you know, that's not perfect. But I didn't realize there would be such strong interest in it, because there's literally thousands of main progress series on YouTube. And it really was just my way of squeaking out a little bit more content. And here we are. So I've been trying to up the quality on it and do a little bit more research before I start episodes. The flip side is that I've had a lot more time and effort, and the videos are getting longer, and it's not a filler series anymore. It's just a series. So that's why, like, the most recent video you saw, I basically scripted that whole all out from the beginning. I didn't realize just how long it would take, but I knew I wanted to end with the Barrow's gloves, and it wound up taking 35 hours total to make, and I think the first episode took me like 6 hours total to make. So it's tricky. It's really tricky when you are trying to make that kind of content that meets people's expectations and is worth watching. Yeah, I totally agree with you, Killer. That's the whole goal. Plus, I've just never had an account that I can just, like, mess around on. Like, I've always had a restricted account, and it's like, oh, look at all this cool stuff coming out to the game that I can't do. So and I'm pretty excited. Like, I've literally never done raids on this game. Really excited to get to that point where I can do it. I already know what the follow-up series is going to be. And it's basically going to be me exploring parts of the game I've never had a chance to, before I really commit to any major goals on there. Oh yeah, Killer, were you in the line? Yeah, I think you were in the line. That's such a classic photo. I was so happy that we did that. It looks so great for the series. Hey, good to see you, Nicholas Gartland. Hope you're doing good tonight. Thanks for joining the stream. Just hanging out tonight, doing a little bit of Time Traveller. I appreciate you joining the content, Ralph. I mean, that really does mean a lot to me too, though, because that means that my content is not just... It's not just interesting because of the material I cover, but the way I present it. So that means a lot. I think that's really what I strive for, more than, like... I feel like one of the main... Okay, no, story time 2 with Cudabear. I feel like the main way that RuneScape series get noticed nowadays is you have to do something really unique or outlandish. Limport comes to mind here. And, like, this isn't to say Limport's presentation is bad or anything. Like, it's totally fine. I really enjoy his videos. But the fact that he did something so ridiculous as max defense and woodcutting in the starting chunk, it's just, like, so unique that, of course, it's just going to attract a lot of attention, right? But if you're making the 10,000th main progression series on YouTube, it's a lot harder to stand out. So that does mean a lot to me. This is my 73rd hardcore. Watch me speed run up. Hey, this is the 5th series of my hardcore Ironman. We're going to start Wintertop. Hey, this is the 6th episode of my hardcore Ironman. We just hit 79 fire making. Yeah, that's the whole goal, Killer. Overarching seasons with a specific goal for each season. Ralph, he was talking about the screenshot that's been used for the thumbnail of this stream, as well as the thumbnail of... Actually, it's not a thumbnail of the other video, but the most recent the most recent Time Traveller Ironman. in the opening, there's a line of people, and killers in that line. Sorry, Papa, if I was kind of not seeing your chat there in the clan. I'm always really bad about reading that. Yeah, last episode of Macro Rage 3. That'd be pretty great. Oh, part of the reason I'm so excited to go to raids is that, like, with the clan, it's just going to be so much fun. And I think it'll give me a good opportunity to get exposed to it for when Time Traveller gets to it, whenever that is, in probably 6 years. That's totally right. Excuse me. That's totally right, Ralph. It's really hard, especially just because, like, it's all, like, pretty much everything's been covered before. Like, even I think, like, personally, I think Time Traveller Ironman is a pretty unique idea, but technically, oh, we had a sub. Hey, thanks, Donovan Palmer. If you're in the stream tonight, thank you for joining the channel. Appreciate that. Forgot to turn on the Streamlabs alerts for a second. But anyway, it's just Time Traveller Ironman is really unique, but obviously, like, it's 2 steps away from buy release. It's basically the same idea. I'm just putting a lot more emphasis on completing all of the non-quest content. I guess Limport's kind of the same. A lot of people had done one chunk accounts already and one chunk series, but he said, I just want to actually complete the chunks and not take exceptions. Hey, Nick. We're basically just, Nicholas, sorry. We're just playing some Time Traveller Ironman and hanging out tonight. Nothing too special. We are killing Hobgoblins for Limport roots. I have 389 in the bank so far. And I'm shooting for over 400, and it looks like we'll get there. So I'll probably just kill these guys until 50 ranged, at which point I will call it quits. And at that point, we basically just have easy secondaries left for Herblore, because we're on the Herblore grind right now. And actually, let's see if this works. Pardon the, Yeah, there you go. It's still set up from the Druids from a month ago. So that's how many Hobgoblins I've killed. And the top drops. Oh, this is the creepy sea shanty one. That's so funny. There we go. That's totally the problem killer. A lot of people have thought it was a buy release clone. And the really frustrating part is, like, I feel like I basically rewatched all of buy release, and I really tried to make it stand out as different, but the idea is so similar that it's inevitable. Buy release is just so good, I don't want to make the same series over again that someone else already did. I do remember 99 Wood at a Time, Ralph. That was a pretty good series and pretty unique. There's a guy who is doing it now in Iron Man mode, which is pretty nifty. I can't remember his name. But that'll be interesting to see what happens. He's basically still on the really easy skills right now. I think he did thieving, agility. No, he did agility first, then thieving, then magic, I want to say. Because he had all the money from thieving and agility. Good to see you, Sockhead. Thanks for joining the stream tonight. Hope you're doing well. Nicholas, there's definitely like a there's definitely like a lull, I think, in the late mid game, early late game, where you could technically access that stuff, but you just do it so inefficiently that it makes you feel like you don't want to do it. And I say just do it. I know raids can be tough because if you don't have the stats to do it well, it can be really hard to find a team, though. But honestly, like, I say just do what's fun. If you want to go do raids at 80 combat, do them. But yeah, a lot of people won't let you. That's the problem. Oh yeah, jumping into the bank unlock episode would be a pretty bad thing. I tried to stress the bank as being a major unlock in that episode, but I don't know if I did well enough. This is really frustrating how the music keeps pausing. Makes me very sad. I don't know what's going on with YouTube tonight. Hey Bren, good to see you tonight. I'm doing pretty good. I'm pretty happy to be streaming again for the first time in a month. It's been a little while. Really unfortunate. But doing good. Hope you're doing well as well. 40 minutes. That is so bad. The problem is a lot of people for that group-based content are so efficiency focused that they don't even bother. Which is really unfortunate, but I kind of understand it. Basically everyone who plays this game probably has limited time to do so, so it's not in their interest to take someone along who they know might make it take a little longer. It's tricky. 40 minutes though, ouch. Hey Nori, good to see you. Hope you're doing pretty good. I see you in the clan chat here as well. Thanks for joining the stream tonight. Just hanging out and shooting some hobgoblins in the face. As you do. You and me both, Killer. You and me both. We will learn raids together. I fully expect the clan to carry me. No, I'm just kidding. The annoying part is my skiller, which was effectively my main before I started making videos, was basically ready to start leeching. But I never actually bothered to go find out a team that wanted a leech. Or, you know, a skiller, basically. But I had gotten 90 Herblore, so I can make all the best potions in there. Maybe the whole clan will just have a trial by fire raid event. That'd be pretty good. I might see you there on Time Traveller by the time your group Ironman gets there. Probably not, though. I am literally, like, probably 2 to 3 years from raids on this account at the rate I'm going. It is going to take so long. So yeah, I started playing this account in late January. It is now almost September. So in 8 months, I gained about 14 months of update time. Yes, I'm only going about twice as fast as the actual in-game updates were back then. Who would win? One guy trying to play through all the updates to completion, or 3 people in UK 20 years ago developing a game? Apparently it's me right now anyway. I'm also a little worried about the once RS2 gets released, the content starts flowing in so quickly that it's gonna take a long time to get through. Yeah, that's true. When I get all the levels required, it should be like it's mostly just gonna be RNG goals, searching out certain drops for the collection log and stuff. Thankfully, the way I've structured this series is a lot of the skill grinds are going to be front-loaded. It does make it a little slower, but it also means that I can not worry about stopping to grind skills too much later on. Everyone goes blind. Knows it? Absolutely. Oh, man. Hobgoblins for Limports, Bren, are only 1 in 6, so they're not too bad. But that is ridiculous that you want 8 times dry in them. I think right now, doing the math, this should be 2,400 Hobgoblin kills for this number of Limports, just under. I've been pretty consistently like 100 kills dry on Limports, which is really kind of interesting because I was like 100 kills dry. I noticed I was 100 kills dry at like 500 kills. So I went super dry for Limports in the beginning, not 8 times dry. But then ever since then, it's basically been average. It's very interesting how it's played out. It's a little annoying to go dry on the Limpworts though, because these guys don't really drop much useful things. You can't see it in the little screenshot there. You can see the nature runes, which are really, really nice. But they also drop laws and cosmics at a very rare rate. And I've only gotten 82 laws and 44 cosmics. The, oh, here, I can scroll down and you can kind of see. Yeah, look at that. See, 82 laws, 44 cosmics, 144 chaos, which are pretty nice. And then, you know, a bunch of other random junk. Down here, though, the chaos druids, they dropped me 668 law runes, which is incredible. Granted, I did kill 3 times as many, almost. One of the main reasons why I like that grind so much. Okay, I really have to fix this. What is going on? Let me try refreshing the tab. Let's see what happens. Maybe open a new window if I need to. So annoying. 1k kills for 20. Oh my gosh, that's so terrible. I'm so sorry that happened. You should have been at, you should only needed like 150 kills at most. Oh man, Snapegrass Seed and Terroman Seeds, need to drop them. Seeds did not exist. They don't exist for a long time. Snapegrass Seeds don't exist for almost 20 years. $1k ice trolls for a rune warhammer sounds terrible, but also that was exactly how dry I went for it on my Trailblazer account too. So I get that feel. Granted, I was able to kill them really fast because I had the area of effect attacks, so that went pretty fast. And you didn't even get it by the end though. Oh wait, no, never mind. You went drier than I did actually. So sorry. The thing that really saved this grind was this little safe spot I found here. This is the only safe spot I could find for Hobgoblins in the time period. I tried killing them in the Edgeville dungeon where there's more safe spots and easier to use safe spots, but there's level 44 ones there, and they just constantly get on you. So you have to try to lose aggro, and it makes the whole process a lot slower. So I decided to come here, and it's actually really paid off thanks to the safe spot. I do have a bunch of really crap food in the bank, but these guys really kind of destroy me. If I was using my full armor with melee, it wouldn't be as bad, but obviously best in slot ranged equipment here. It's just not any defense at all. That sucks, Bren. I'm so sorry that you had to drop that clue. Alright, we're gonna try to fix this here. 1 second. If this fails again, we'll just go to the good old macro efficient playlist. There we go. Go do the elite, the elite? Blah. Go do the elite, Nori. Good luck on it, too. If you get anything good, though, you have to split it with the stream. Old crossbows, as in crossbows from before, like, the tiered crossbows came out. I think those are technically still in the game as bronze crossbows, right? And the Phoenix crossbow is still the same, obviously. Yeah, old school boats were really cool looking. I remember I used to rock the crossbow everywhere when I was like a free-to-play noob because I thought it was so much better. It's really strange too because Jagex put out like barbed bolts and pearl-tipped bolts right after like RuneScape 2 was released, and way long after they added short bows up to Magic. So it was like not even a contest. And like 2 years before they added tiered crossbows as well. So Blurite crossbow came out with the rest of the tiers. I totally rocked that thing when it first came out though, because that was my highest level crossbow I could use. I specifically remember going out of my way to craft one. 13 ranged or whatever you need for it. I actually like strongly considered using a crossbow for this series. It just doesn't make any sense to. It's so bad compared to even a regular short bow and bronze arrows. It's like half the DPS. Yeah, the OG crossbow did look like a steel crossbow. Ranged in general in the game didn't really get many upgrades. So like this is best in slot ranged equipment from May 2001 when the Amulet of Power was released, up until next month, which is March 2002, when you get bows up to magic. And then that's best in slot ranged equipment up until RuneScape 2 release, when they started pumping out more ranged armors. But also at the time they had at the time you were basically expected to do all ranged and magic combat in full plate armor because it didn't affect your accuracy at all. So like metal armor got you through everything. There wasn't really a combat trial in that, or a combat triangle in that way. Full lunar, I've been blasting brutal black dragons. Wow. That almost sounds like an Iron Man searching for a very particular drop from them. Big Papa, if you get 99 ranged and I'm on, I will definitely come, but also I'm probably not going to be on. So I probably can't. I'm sorry. Blue-white crossbow with the white and blue castle witch armor. That sounds amazing. It wasn't an iron. That is so interesting. Can't even really call it a credit card warrior either, because Lunars requires a lot of questing to get, and a lot of stats. Usually you'll see someone with like Ancestral and a Kodai Wand bursting black dragons or something, and you're just like, oh. There was a post on Reddit the other day that was like a guy in Enchanted and a Kodai bursting Ammonite crabs. You are technically training magic, my friend. Yeah, that's right. 77 Slayer for Brutal Blacks. I always forget about that. Man, crossbows were my favorite weapon back in the day. They were so inefficient to train with as a primary weapon, but man, they were my favorite weapon. I used it literally everywhere for like a year. I remember training really hard to get all the way up to broad bolts so I could use them and have cheaper ammo. Banned for using colored gloves in free-to-play. Oh man, you had to get the mime gloves though. That's where it was at. I remember I spent like all of a day at the time, which was probably like 2 hours for me, but trying to buy white gloves in Varrock Bank, and then someone finally told me that they were not tradable. That's honestly not a bad strategy though, Killer. Honestly, I wish I would have AFK'd at crabs more, especially when working on this account. Once you hit those mid-60s and you can get the Dragon Defender, you're that's when things really start to take off though, so it's worth grinding those out AFK. Full Derex everywhere. That was incredibly fun back in the day though. Get to hit like 60s and 70s. Oh, that actually reminds me of a story. Alright, story time with Cuda again. I think it was like my first week of members. This was like mid to late January 2006. And I was obsessed with the Tsar Cave. I would basically just peek my head in and then peek out because I figured the monsters were aggressive in there. And then I learned that they weren't aggressive, so I was like, oh man, this place is so cool. So then I would go into the fight caves and train there, bring food, and leave when I was out of food, not realizing it was a safe death. But one time, when I went there to go train, there was a guy who was Darroching the Tsar monsters, died, and I got the Darroch helmet. So I put that in my bank, and I had it in my bank for like the better part of a month. And then I finally was like fishing on Karamja Dock for some reason. And I told people that I had the helmet in the bank, and they were like, oh my goodness, that's worth like 1 million gold. And I was like, really? So I went and tried to sell it, and someone offered an Abyssal Whip for it, and I was like, oh my goodness, like I'm super pro mercher, and I'm gonna make a ton of money off of this, right? And it turns out that they were a scammer, and they removed the whip at the last moment. And me being like a naive 13-year-old, I clicked through the trade so fast that I lost the Darroch's helm. And I was so heartbroken, I actually told my dad to cancel my membership for all of 3 days, then I got back on. It literally broke me. I was broken. I had the thing in my bank for a month, and I had I had no clue it was worth that much. And then I lost it within like 30 minutes of discovering it was worth some money. Oh, man. Oh, Darroching the gorillas in the temple is such a classic training method. Just needed to stay there as long as you could have anti-poisons. Got your first cannon. Oh man, that's great though. It's a good amount of money. Hopefully you didn't get scammed out of it like I did. Absolutely nothing whip cancel scam. Yep. The 13-year-old who is way too eager, doesn't believe that something is too good to be true, and just clicks all the way through. In my defense, at the time they didn't have that big red flashing text to let you know that something had been removed. The UI was very scammer friendly. It was very hard to tell when things had changed last minute in a trade if you were very excited to click through. That is a heck of a list to finish in one night, Bren. That's amazing. Oh wait, no, you're saying you have all those except for the fire cave. Gotcha. Yeah, that sounds awesome though. Good luck on the fire cave attempt. Socket, I think we all went through a stage where we tried to scam people. I think every single one of us. It was just the good ones were the ones who tried once or twice and gave up, or maybe got one person successfully one time and gave up. I mean, I definitely tried. I don't think I ever got anyone, or if I got someone for like 10k gold or something. I think I remember doing the noted rune scimitar to Addy scimitar swap a couple times. I don't think I ever got anyone with it though, but that was like a really common one back in free to play. Get like 20k per successful one. Almost never worked. It's so petty. We were all so petty. That makes sense, friend. Hope the fire cape goes well. Hey Aaron, good to see ya. This is my Time Traveller Ironman account. It's basically an account where I am stuck to a month of content in RuneScape's history. So I started in January 2001. I have to quote-unquote complete all of the content in that month before I'm able to move on to the next month. So it's very similar to Jimmy's by release series, but it's more focused on all of the content and not just quests. And it's more of a completionist series. Though I do still take some notable exceptions, like in theory I'm in February 2002 right now, and I should have 99 smithing because that was a thing that you could do that gave you the ability to smith rune. And I didn't do that because it just was too many hours, basically. There's a whole list of exceptions that I have in the actual series. I go through each one of them. Scamming 100 mil in 2009. Oh my goodness. So you went on a little bit longer than most of us. I think the last time I remember trying to scam someone is I tried to do the like the dragon scimitar, noted dragon scimitar for a whip lure or whatever, where you like take someone into the wilderness and you tell them that you're shooting a video, so they just need to skull up with their whip and nothing else. And then you drop 4 noted dragon scimitars or whatever with a higher alch value, and then they pick them up and you kill them, and they keep all the scimitars, and you get the whip. And that also never worked for me. Oh, sweet. Glad you've seen the series, Aaron. Yeah, it's been a little while since I posted an episode of this series. It just... right now, the grind I'm on right now is just taking so long. I am hoping to get the next episode of it up next week. I think I have all the footage I need for it. I just need to do some B-roll footage shooting and some skit shooting, and we should be good to go. So hopefully next week. That'll probably be the next video on the channel in general. Got lured in the wilderness. Oh no. Oh, that's so sad. It's so funny that your dad thinks it's you, though. Have I ever cried over RuneScape? I feel like I must have. I can't explicitly remember it, but I feel like I must have. I had some pretty heartbreaking deaths. I think the only time I really got mega scammed was that Darok's helm, though. I remember one of the more tragic deaths I had was when I first started. I was really, really into the wilderness, and specifically the Varrock multi-wilderness right above Varrock. So I went out there and got stacked out with fire bolts and lost full mithril. And I think I deleted that account, or like I just stopped playing it after that happened. I started over. I was so I'm still a pretty sentimental person, but at the time I was extremely sentimental, to the point where, like, if I had a negative experience with an account or with the game in general, I would have to, like, destroy my relationship with it, because I had to, like, remove the negative impact on that thing, right? It's very, it's a very interesting time of my life. So that's why, like, I had to quit membership right after I lost the Darok's helm, because I was like, no, this account is tainted. I can't play it anymore. I can't play this game anymore. And at the time, it was like, no, I lost my full mithril. I need to delete this account and start over. Run fake merchant clans. Oof. Wow, we have a lot of people with some dark pasts in chat. What is the chalk ice scam, Donovan? Also good to see you tonight. Hope you're doing well. I haven't heard of that one. Oh, nice you gave your brother a set of rune there, though, friend. Asked to pay whatever price for something but have a full inventory of strength potions. Wait. So you say, my inventory is full, take this 2, put up 2,000 or 2 mil, subtract 1.8 mil, and hit enter using the same time. Yeah, so it obscures the trade window has changed text. That makes sense. Brutal. I bet that one worked a lot, unfortunately. Oh no, Aaron, you had a friend who quit for being scammed with the Darok's helm? That was literally me. I mean, I probably wasn't your friend, but that was literally what happened to me. But I came back in 3 days, so. I totally quit, though. I remember, too. Like, I went to school the next day, and I had a little group of friends who all played RuneScape. And we were sitting at lunch, and I was like, I found out that I had this really rare item and I lost it to a scam and now I'm never playing again. And then they saw me on like 3 days later. A chisel and charcoal gives you infinite coal. That is so sketch. Oh man, that is so funny. That happened to me in early 2006, like February 2006. My goodness. I actually didn't quit though. I was only gone for a few days, so I don't think it would have been me. I was so heartbroken though. It was like, literally, imagine you bought a lottery ticket, forgot that you bought a lottery ticket, 3 days later realized that the lottery ticket was a winner, and then went to cash it in and found out it expired. That was my experience that day. Person would message you pretending to be a friend who hasn't seen you forever and say they need chalk ice, will pay 500k. At the same time, you pass someone who says they are selling for 100k each. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, that scam still exists in different forms, too. Usually in the GE with low trade volume items now. Someone PMs you and is like, hey, can you buy me this stuff? So they price gouge you in the GE and then add you to ignore. Hey, Rach, at least you still got friends who play RS3. Pretty much everyone I know in real life from that time who I still know rather, has stopped playing. I have some friends that I had a chance to get to know in like 2008 to 2011, like pre-EOC time, that still play. But they were all people I met from RuneScape. Everyone I know who played back in the day, IRL is done. Not even RS3. Mike Charcoal 400k. Oh my god. Yep. That was so classic. It really makes you think if like... So that scam was probably obvious, sophisticated enough that I'm sure they got a few people, but once one person falls for it once, they're never going to fall for it again. So it makes you wonder how much they actually got out of it. And they're not scamming a massive amount of money, just like a couple 100k every trade. And I doubt back in the day that people had bots to do that kind of stuff. I mean, maybe they did, but I bet they were actually just kids. Doubling money. That's the funniest scam ever, just because it's so obviously not true. And the funny part about the doubling money scam too is I feel like it wasn't that prevalent back in the day. It was mostly only prevalent on RS3 or on old school. But maybe I'm remembering differently. I feel like trade window scams were all the rage back in the day, as well as lures. The good old pile of money behind the tree and Varrock multi. Melodramatically will the on the day free trade was removed. Oh my goodness. Man, that's I can't believe that's 13 years ago. Man, that was a very, very interesting day to wake up and realize that free trade was gone. Oh, that sucks that your account was hacked for its rares, Bren. I think my RS3 main had a Santa hat, but I sold it and gave away the money right before I quit 2012? I didn't even quit because of EOC, actually. I just quit because I was pretty much done with the game at the time. Kind of regret that, but it's also not like it's it would get some bonds nowadays, but it's not like it's the end of the world. Not like a party hat or something. Trimming Rune 50k? How about free Trimming Rune? Come on, get in that competition there, Nori. At some point I want to go through all my old screenshots. I have a lot of old screenshots. And some old videos, too. From anywhere from like late 2008, mid to late 2008 up until early 2012. I have pretty much all the screenshots, but I've deleted a lot of the videos, unfortunately. I don't know why I did that. Oh, sneaky on that the whip and warrior ring one. Definitely like a tricky change on the other one. Obfuscates it behind items. Oh, the rise from trade limit. Classic. I still remember that I had like a I had a Christmas drop party for my friends at the time, and it was literally the day before that update rolled out unexpectedly, and I was so happy because I was like, "Oh, well, yeah, I have a successful drop party! Yay!" Yeah, they wiped all the accounts for OSRS, but my I still have my original RS3 main sockhead, which is basically it would still have the item that I could buy bonds with, and then use those bonds to fund any other accounts I want in the future. Also, I have no idea what's going on with music. Sorry, the song just restarted. It's so obnoxious. Bren, my profile picture is a penguin from a fan fiction I wrote probably 2008 to 2013. He is a cyborg because he got blown up in a military installation. And I've stuck with it ever since, just because I think it looks pretty cool. At some point I'll probably change it, I'm just not sure what to. Actually, I drew that picture myself. I'm not an artist. Oh, damn, sorry I had to drop the clue, Nori. Hey, Mr. Riddler. Good to see you on stream tonight. Hope you're doing well. We are currently grinding out Hobgoblins for Limpert roots for Herblore, as my current goal is to get up to 55 Herblore to leave this month, February 2002. Herblore was just released. Sorry, I thought I had to sneeze, but then I didn't. I'm basically going to kill them up to 50 ranged, because that's a requirement I'll need for next month. As you can see, I'm almost at 400, and we'll see where I wind up. My goal was 400, so. Ooh, 15-year cape in a few months. That's awesome, Donovan. My RS3 main was created in March 2007. So I won't get mine until 2013, or 2023 rather. 2022 actually. I'll get mine in 8 months or so. Not too bad. Penguins are the best animal. Oh, thanks, Bren. That's one of my other problems is like I don't want to. Jimmy's already got a penguin, and I don't want to be a duplicate of Jimmy. Like I'm already. Like I'm getting pretty close to that already anyway. So the penguin might stay, the penguin might not. At the very minimum, I'm looking for an artist that could potentially make me a better version of the penguin. I've spent hours looking at different artists and I can't decide. I haven't found one that has an art style that clicks yet. Like I haven't found one that can make what I am envisioning. But someday it'll change. I'm just not sure when. I don't want the Christmas songs. It's not Christmas. There we go. 2004, nice. You don't necessarily have to log in and claim it now, right? You could just claim it if you ever decide to go back. RS3 is a lot to take in, though, for sure. Last time I played it was late 2014. I had a lot of fun with it at the time, though. You should start a time-based Ironman, Nori. Penguins rise up. Time Traveller penguins. No, actually, Bren, you're totally right. I totally need to get a furry artist. But I also don't know, like, I haven't found one that has an art style I'm looking for. I think the problem is most of them do, like, actual character, like, headshots and stuff, and I need an icon. So I think I might be looking in the wrong spot overall. I'm not really looking for like a character. I'm looking for a headshot I can use for an icon. Like, the problem with the image as it is right now is I feel like it's too detailed. I need less detail. But if you have any suggestions, let me know for sure. Hey, Killer. We were talking about my profile picture and how it's a penguin, and how I want to get, I want to commission a new one at some point. But I need to find the right artist for it. And Brent suggested a furry artist, which I think makes a lot of sense. Hey Donovan, the clan chat is technically, the French chat is Kuda's Cubby, under the Camera Kuda account, rather. But no one really uses this anymore. We use the clan, which is Cubbyhole. If you want an invite to the clan, let me know. I or Killer can set you up. Otherwise, there is the option to join it as a guest, too, if you're already in another clan or whatever. Ah, stickers. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, yeah, I definitely want to get some stickers for chat, too. I'm actually kind of waiting to set up the membership program until, one, I can be more consistent, and two, the channel membership program, and two, until I can get some stickers and rewards and stuff for it. So that's definitely on the agenda as well. It's just really hard to find the right person. I'll definitely look into Telegram, though. I was looking on Fiverr and Etsy, and I wasn't quite finding what I was looking for. Killer, I think the penguin isn't, like, it's something I drew like 8 years ago, and I'm not super happy with it. It's not terrible, but I'm not super happy with it. And I think it's a little bit too detailed for an icon. So I want to drop the detail on it in some way, but still keep the fact that it's a cyborg penguin. I've been going through a bit of an existential crisis overall with the branding on the channel. I'm probably overthinking it way too much, but I just haven't found... It's just not clicking exactly what I'm trying to do with the channel. Anyway. Oh, yeah, no worries, Killer. I can invite Donovan if they would like an invite. Just let me know. Riddler, I actually have no idea which month I'm looking forward to the month. There's so many fun months coming up, rather. I think I was really looking forward to the King Black Dragon month, which is September of 2002, but we were doing some DPS calcs and test runs on other accounts in Discord, and it doesn't even look like it's going to be possible to get a kill. So I'm a little sad, because that was supposed to be like the first big bossing experience. But it doesn't look like it's going to be possible. But I'll still give it my best try. Barring that, probably Slayer Month. Slayer Month is going to be at pretty much an effectively 500-hour grind. So I'm going to split it over 2 months, but that's going to be pretty fun. Going to get a lot of unlocks and upgrades. Twitch has a lot of good artists. I'll have to take a look, Bren. I do like your suggestion of getting some stickers, though, and then just using a sticker. I think that makes a lot of sense. Also, that makes sense, Nori. I mean, there are plenty of big channels that are doing just fine with whatever original branding they used. Guides for Us All comes to mind, actually. You can tell that their channel was initially created as a guide-based channel, and now they're most well known for their RuneScape progression series, and they haven't rebranded at all. And they're doing just fine. So, like, I'm fully overthinking it, but that's also what I do. The problem is YouTube kind of lulls you into this sense of, like, if you just understand the data a little bit better, if you just understand your SEO and thumbnails and your target audience a little bit better, you can eke out, the algorithm will reward you with a little bit more performance. And that's not really the case, but it like kind of lulls you into this sense of like continuous improvement. And so far, everything I've tried has not made any difference. So I just feel like I need to chill out and just focus on making actual content. But it's so easy and quick to tweak things that I feel like that's where all my focus has been. And it's just not great. No worries, Donovan. If you did want to join as a guest, you could totally do that. You can be in a clan and a guest as a clan, in another clan's channel as a guest at the same time as you want, if you want. Blah. Cannot talk tonight. But that's totally up to you. Officially at 400 limps, by the way. That's pretty cool. That was the goal. Got here a little faster than I thought. I still have to get 3.5 range levels. I appreciate the love on the videos there, Donovan. Yeah, I used to go live every Thursday at 8 o'clock Central, 8:15 Central. But obviously that hasn't been the case over the last month. I want to get back on the game. These kind of grinds are so great to stream since it's just so much fun. Love hanging out with you folks. So hopefully I can get back to it. Killer would say that I cannot I cannot keep a schedule for anything. I think consistent uploads are the only things that matter, Nori. The algorithm also it feels to me like there's a lot of background stuff that goes on that no one really has full visibility into. But if you can detect things like trends, you're good to go. The reason that I think macro efficient main took off is because I titled it RuneScape Done Quickly, and speedrunning content has been and continues to be a juggernaut on YouTube. It was like, oh, this is related to speedrunning content. Let's promote it. Because at the time I was getting like a couple thousand impressions per upload, and then that one just went straight to the moon. And it was like nothing different I was doing. It was the same kind of tagging and SEO and titling that I was doing. So all that to say, the most effective part is titling your stuff around trends and also consistency, as you said. So that's what I need to focus on more. I think this is Zalra, Bren. Oh no, this is actually Corsair Cove. On the shore. This is a very chill song though, I like it. Yeah, Guide for Us All profile picture is the awesome face. And they've used that from the beginning. So, you know, branding is... I think the key about branding is it has to be unique. More so than, like, it has to fit perfectly. I feel like I'm not prepared to take on a creative process until I'm fully content with every component of it. It's really been a limiting factor for me. So I'll get stuck on one tiny piece over and over again, the small picture, and not worry about the big picture, but... Yeah, OSR speedruns are really cool, Bren, and they definitely are not something that's really been fully explored, in my opinion. Like, I know the Tutorial Island speedrun has almost become tick perfect now, but other than that, I feel like there's a lot of the longer speedruns that can be would be very interesting to dive into more. I'm brainstorming the idea for a Barrows Club speedrun. It doesn't seem like it's super official, but I think the record right now is something like 23 hours from what I could see, and I feel like I could beat that. So that might be a series idea down the road. I have a lot of planning to do though, and obviously I won't be able to record that in one session, so it's going to be shot over multiple days and sessions for me. But anyway, that's just an idea. I don't know if it'll ever come to fruition. Cybernetic Penguin makes you think about jumping back in time. That's pretty cool, actually. I never considered that. The really frustrating part is there's a guy I used to watch. His YouTube channel is now RuneScape Historian. and he's been making some really good content, and it's been doing pretty good. And it's basically like, so like when I make my time traveler videos, I kind of do like half a little bit of historical retrospective about the game and then half gameplay. He's just been doing all historical retrospective, and I'm like, it's so good. It's so good. Maybe I should have just ditched the Iron Man series altogether and just made historical videos. I'm having a lot of fun with the series, though, I can't lie. Oh wow, you found the Trailblazer series, Brent? That's awesome. That was my foray into YouTube. At least on this channel. I technically had a YouTube channel, RuneScape YouTube channel way back in 2010. Maybe someday I'll show some of the videos from that channel. Oh. They're very bad. But on this channel, yeah, Trailblazers. I'm so looking forward to Leagues this year, too. Oh my goodness, it was so much fun. That's right, Dragon Slayer 1 speedrun. That sounds pretty good. And the cool thing about that one is you don't have to burn a bond every time you need to do it. The tricky part about speedrunning RuneScape is because of the tick-based system. If you're not performing an action every tick, basically, you're losing time. So, like, it can be optimized so far. So, like, there's a lot of potential for it. It just hasn't quite gotten the attention. The other problem is, as an always online game, you're at the mercy of the servers. If you get disconnected or the servers lose lag, or the server's lag, rather, yeah, it can be really annoying. The other problem is most categories are going to be pretty long. And the longer a speedrun gets, the less people you'll have dedicated to it. Terminated Penguin, that's a good idea. Never considered it. One hour for the free-to-play Champions Guild. That's awesome. Isn't that with assistance from a main, though? Like, they can trade stuff from their main? I would do the same on a Barrows Glove speedrun, too, but... Hey, Big Sexy Unit, good to see you. Hope you're doing good tonight. Yeah, 2002 Scape. RuneScape Classic in general it's pretty sad that it shut down, but I also understand why they had to. If RuneScape Classic was still open, I would have totally done this series on RuneScape Classic up until RuneScape 2 release, and then created an account, got it up to the same point as the Classic account, and continued from there. I really wanted to do that, but RuneScape Classic's been closed for a while. Hey, excuse me. Hey, Humorbot, good to see you tonight. Hope you're doing good. Hope everyone is having a good night tonight. It is an incredibly chill Monday night, and I am having so much fun. Just shooting hobgoblins in the face. Was Dragon Slayer at AGDQ? Let's see. That would be incredible. I totally missed that one, if so. Yeah, free-to-play Champions Guild, US... Oh, wait, no, UKSGA... No, European Speedrunner Assembly, blah. Did one. A quick Google search seems to indicate that they have not done Old School yet. But the other one did get a lot of attention, so that's cool. ESA, yeah, that's right. That's pretty nifty. That's really cool, though. That would be really hard for a marathon setting, though, because they're entirely at the mercy of the servers, which, you know, are pretty stable, though, so I feel like it's probably worth the risk. The problem with a Barrows Glove speedrun is it would probably take literally, like, 50 hours to route, because you would want to be as tick perfect as possible, so you'd have to do a lot of shortest path routing and stuff. So it's just an idea. Oh man, you even have 6 GDQs? That's awesome. It's on my bucket list to attend one at some point, but it's going to be a long time before I can. I just unfortunately don't quite have the ability to do so right now. One day. I also haven't watched the last couple events, so I should probably start getting back to that. It's been a while. What is going on with the music? Hopefully that stops. Oh, I see Dragon Slayer and Champion Skill are different categories. That makes sense, because obviously you need the Champion Skill to do Dragon Slayer anyway. Worcester incident? What happened with Worcester? I'm not sure who that is. The couch banter is really good. I think that's one of the main problems with the events. Sorry for the chair noise. Is that the quality varies so wildly with the commentator. It is a unique skill to be able to commentate something like that while you're actually doing it, though. For sure. Pokemon speedrunner. This sounds familiar. No, maybe not. There's a couple bands that I remember reading about or watching videos about, but I don't think that's one of them. Hey, how am I circumventing burnout? I just don't have enough time to grind the accounts. Yeah. Like, literally, I've had, on average, an hour a day to grind the accounts, over, like, the last almost 4 weeks. So, I just haven't had enough time to even approach hitting burnout. All I wanted to do is keep working on both accounts. But a more serious answer, when I did have more time to work on them, I think the variety of different kinds of work has made it really easy to avoid burnout. Specifically, I had Macro Efficient and Time Traveller, and when I was playing one, I tried not to play the other at the same time. I did a couple times, but like, I could feel that was too much for me to maintain, so I only explicitly work on one account at a time, because it's just healthier for me. So I get a variety of gameplay between both, and then the biggest break is actually, I have to take like a good 3 to 5 hours to edit together a video, depending on which one it is and how much footage there is I need to put together and what kind of B-roll and extra stuff I'm doing. So that provides a massive break from gameplay. So it's like the variety loop of getting the content on either account and then creating the content that has been very, very effective at avoiding burnout. I don't think I've hit a point yet where I felt like I just didn't want to work on any content or grinding through any of these grinds. It helps that Time Traveller's had a 100-hour grind, and now this one, which is going on 60 hours already. So a lot of time. It's the damn garden. It is. It is, absolutely. It's always the garden. I literally spend like 10 to 15 hours a week in the garden right now. Or, you know, not in the garden itself, but either in the garden or processing the food from the garden. But that is beginning to wrap its way up, so hopefully that will no longer be taking quite as much time away. It is always the garden, though. I fully agree. He took a 1K donation back in the day for saying the N-word. So they dug up the VOD from his stream or something and then banned him from the event for it? Wow, that's actually surprising. Talking about Worcester again, I assume. Anyone want to take a guess at what my last loot will be? What are you killing, Rex? Thermi. I don't even know what Thermi drops, honestly. And I want to look up the drop table because that would ruin it. Wow, it was during the event. Okay, I might have to look this up. This is really annoying. Maybe we'll just go to one long video instead of the playlist. I've had a lot of problems with the YouTube playlist thing. There we go. Let me know if this is too loud. I'm turning up the volume a bit because it's a bit chiller of music. This is not working. Very weird. Okay. The bonus stream. Got it. Yeah, that is, they are extremely adverse to anything controversial. Okay, hopefully that only restarts one time. That is so obnoxious. I'm gonna have to restart after the stream, I think. I think it was, Bonesaw, was it? Got banned for making a lot of suicide jokes. Okay, what the heck is going on here? I have no idea what's going on with YouTube right now. It keeps like buffering the video. That's incredibly strange. Huh. Pirate boots. Oh, you're at Kraken Boss. Yeah, pirate boots makes sense. Seriously, what is this? What is this glitch? It's like the video keeps getting stuck. Welcome to the stream. Today I'm going to be debugging the YouTube player. Oh, sorry, that was really loud. Yeah, that is so weird. Huh. Alright, well I guess we're going to pivot to the macro efficient playlist. Because, why not? Sorry. Let me keep blasting your ears out. There we go. Go ahead and take this off the screen. Alright, cool. Yeah, classic iTunes. I mean, it makes sense to use it because I have a Mac and I very rarely listen to audio files, and it's just convenient to have. So I use it to listen to the macro efficient list playlist, but I really only listen to it on stream. It's basically just all the music from the macro efficient series put into one list. But it's a pretty good playlist. I like it. The YouTube studio music is pretty decent. It's pretty cool what they put on there. Hey Sky Viper, good to see you. Hope you're doing good tonight. Thanks for joining the stream. I'm actually currently over what I thought I would kill. I wanted 400 Limpworts. In the lower left you can see that I'm up to 403. But I want to get up to 50 ranged before I finish. So pretty much just getting up to 50 ranged. Probably only going to need to kill, let's see here, maybe another 150 or so, maybe 200. So not too many more. Actually, it's probably more like 300. I have enough Terroman. I can't say that word for some reason tonight. I got 421 from Chaos Druids, and then I got another 22 from Hobgoblins. So I have enough that I would need like 450 Limpworts just to use those up. But I also don't necessarily want to use them all for that because I want to save some to actually make super strengths. So I want to have at least like 50 to make super strengths. But I should have enough herbs to get to 55 Herblore, which is my goal, even without having enough to use up every single Terroman. Every single Terroman. Terroman. Gosh. Cannot say that word. And of course I'm ranging with the best in slot ranged equipment for the time. Bronze arrows, a regular short bow, and a power amulet. And technically the leather body, but also technically it did not give a ranging bonus back then. So it's very dubious if I should be using it at all. Like cinnamon, but completely different is how I pronounce it. Like cinnamon. Cinnamon Terroman. Oh yeah, I get it. Terroman. When does Dragon come out? Dragon longswords and battle axes actually released this month. So at some point I need to go buy those so that I can use those to train melees. I don't have a whole lot left to kill though. After this is basically unicorn, so I probably won't get those soon. But obviously I'll get them before the end of the month. But yeah, just longswords and battle axes for a while. Then the Dragon Medhelm comes out with King Black Dragon in September. And then the Dragon Square Shield comes out with Legends Quest in sometime of 2003. And then after that, there's no more Dragon until RS2 release. When RS2 releases, I can get a Dragon Dagger and a Dragon Mace in 2004. And then I think the next piece of Dragon is Dragon Legs and Plate Skirt in sometime early 2005. And then the Dragon Chain Body from KQ in late 2005, I want to say. And then after that, I don't know exactly where. Oh, Dragon Hide. That's me. That's what I do. I misinterpret your question and then go on a massive tangent that is not even remotely what you're asking. Basically, no ranged armor existed at all until RuneScape 2 release, but after RuneScape 2 release came out, I don't know if it was exactly with RuneScape 2 release or shortly thereafter, but the Dragonhide armor all the way up to black becomes available, because that was when they really made ranged its own viable part of the combat triangle rather. At the time, metal armor didn't reduce your accuracy at all, so it was basically expected that you would ranged in metal armor, and there was no accuracy boosting armor for ranged either. The other tricky part was if you would get into melee distance with a mob, you would actually start punching them with the bow instead of firing arrows. So it was very tricky and hard to train ranged because you basically had to save spot. And it was only situationally useful because of that as well. Oh, that makes sense. Full helm after chain, you're right. And then, is it Plate Body from Dragon Slayer 2? It might be, actually. There's also Dragon Weapons that get released in there too, though, somewhere. The Dragon Axe and Spear, Hasta, all that stuff. The Dragon Scimitar gets released in March of 2005, I think, actually. Is the kite available in Old School RuneScape? I don't even know. Sky, I started playing RuneScape in December 2005. How do we forget the sim? Right. That one I know because it's actually the month. So it's really interesting because the Scimitar comes out 2 months after Monkey Madness and a month after Slayer's released. So technically when Slayer's released, the best melee weapon is still a Dragon Long. Oh yep, Dragon Gloves from RFD in 2006. Kaya's with ES2, got it. Sky, going back to your question. Yeah, I started in December 2005. Or maybe it was late November. But anyway, I remember my cousin was over and she introduced me to the game, and it was like we were having like a family dinner and it was like 6 o'clock. So she introduced me to the game. I played just long enough to get off Tutorial Island. We had dinner. I bolted back upstairs to play, the only person at the party. And I played so long that literally everyone left the party and I didn't even say goodbye. That's probably like midnight when I went to bed. And then I basically just played nonstop the next couple days. Just killing chickens and free to play, I'm sure. I didn't actually become a member until January of 2006, though. Absolutely was addicted from the start. I think I passed my cousin's account within 2 or 3 days. I think she had only been playing like a week or so longer than I had, though. I think that was the account that I lost the full mithril on and died, and so I deleted it. I mean, I didn't delete it, but I basically just forgot the login info and stopped playing forever. I was so heartbroken. I mean, we all pretty much did, but especially I did back in the day. I played that game like I played the game like an Ironman, so I basically smithed my own equipment and sold them to the general store until I could afford full mithril, which was a big deal. It's like 12k for a mithril plate body or something. And of course, I just had to keep going up into the Varrock wilderness and multi and getting stacked out by fire bolts and fire strikes. Didn't even understand the skull system. Thought I would keep 3 items. Didn't. Oh man, that was definitely a very memorable point in my life. I think then I played my second account from, so like I think I lost all my mithril that was like late December. And then I think I played my second account until, yeah, I think I played my second account right up until I created my current main, which was March of 2007. Yeah. And I stopped playing my second account. I still have access to it. There's nothing useful on it. I stopped playing my second account just because I got kind of bored and I wanted to create a skiller. And then my third account and current, like, oldest account, which is now my main on Old School, I created as a skiller. It only stayed a skiller for a year. But when I restarted it on Old School, I started as a skiller, and it's still a skiller. So if you're wondering why I have a skiller, that's why. I was a skiller boy from the beginning. All the way back in 2007, I was a level 3 skiller for well over a year. I basically did one thing though, and that was smelt iron and smith iron knives and sell them for profit. I did that till I had like 20 mil cash. That's why I want me to carry through raids. Absolutely. That is 100% the truth. Woodcut pier 420. Not quite actually, but I think I did go for 99 wood cutting. Cutting like yews, I'm sure. I still remember my loop was I would smelt the iron in Alcarid because the Edgeville furnace didn't exist, and when it did exist you had to do the diary for it, and I didn't have the diary with Rings of Forging. And then I would go to Yanil and smith the bars because the anvil was about the same distance from Varrock, but it was empty. And I liked being alone. Oh Oh my goodness, are those iron javelins? Aren't those super rare? What's the drop rate on those guys? I know, it's only rune javelins that are really rare. They're only 1 out of 128. Never mind. Thought it was the rune javelins, which are 1 out of 8,000. From the rare drop table. They're so rare. Yeah, 1 out of 8,000. I already got a diamond from these guys, though. No, I got a half key from these guys, which was 1 out of 8,000. You can see it right there. Boop. Tooth half a key. Remember when you could just throw javelins? So actually, funny story. I actually came to find out that in RuneScape Classic, spears were basically javelins. Like, they weren't stackable, but you would throw them if you used them and you weren't right next to an opponent. If you were right next to the opponent, then you'd use it as a melee weapon. So, like, they were javelins before javelins. So javelins were actually introduced to split off that mechanic from spears. But yeah, I do remember when you could just throw javelins. That'll be an interesting thing to explain when I get to the RuneScape 2 release, that you can't really use them. Not that they were ever, like, particularly useful for anything. If I beat Rock in 2006, I wouldn't be surprised. It's been like a year since he made a video for his 2006 series, right? What would be really funny is if I beat Jimmy to the Quest Cape, but that's really like impossible because he already completed Quest Cape for 2007. He just has the new old school quests to go. I don't think I ever really used javelins seriously back in the day. I think I always realized they were kind of crap. That is my one hope, Nori, that Jimmy stays burnt out long enough that I can catch up. But the problem is, like, I have so many long grinds between me and the Quest Cape on this account, because I literally, like, I haven't even asked the question about how we're going to handle raids on this account, but that stands between me and the Quest Cape. My current idea right now is like 1 mega rare roll, and then we can move on. Because trying to go for a twisted bow could literally be 1,000 hours if I'm unlucky. Yeah, I also agree, Killer. He could probably end the series very quickly if he wanted to, but preventing burnout's a real issue, especially when you're, I'm sure, especially when you're producing a series that's that high quality. The nice thing is I've had like 60-hour grinds between episodes to help me not burn out on the editing part, so. The cool thing about that series ending, though, is he'll always be able to come back to it as new quests are released. Well, I guess as long as they're actively developing this game. Which for now seems to be for a while. Oh, I am so excited for the Swampletics finale. That's going to be so cool. I didn't watch any of his streams, so I have no idea how the Theater of Blood grind went. But I'm really excited to see it. That is literally the defining Snowflake Ironman series of all time. Or maybe even the defining Iron Man series of all time. Or maybe even the most defining Progress series of all time. I might even go that far. That Swampletics has got... Swampletics, his editing style with Swampletics and narrative style is a big inspiration for me for Time Traveller, for sure. I will never be able to match up to it, but I definitely love it, and I've been trying to. While also still putting my own spin on it, so. Defining Iron has to be by release. I don't know. I feel like by release is a better narrative series. I would consider by release less of a progress series for sure, though. Maybe. One Man Army is definitely the most pioneering progress series. I would say it's probably not the most defining anymore. If you ever go back and rewatch it, it actually doesn't super hold up. At the time, it was incredible. But looking back, it's pretty much just Bodhi talking to the camera for long lengths of time and talking about his progress. Which, like, is totally fine, and it's still really fun. And it was revolutionary for the time, for sure. But, like, in the modern era, there are thousands of videos in progress series that have achieved a higher production quality than that. So, like, it was, like, super important that he made that series. And we probably wouldn't have half the stuff we have today if it wasn't made. But I wouldn't call it the most defining series. Yeah, I think Tanzu and Virtuoso are making content again, but I've never really watched their stuff. Feels kind of bad because I watch Rarg and Link all the time, and I feel like I should probably go check out the original RuneScape game show-esque duo. Yeah, I see your point, Killer. I don't know. It's a different kind of style by releases. It's not really... It's less of an Iron Man series and more of like a narrative series, I guess. Cannot have the seed. I do not want the seed. I will put it on the ground. And it will not grow because it's on a beach. And I will not get herbs from it. And I will be very, very sad. Totally understand that, Nori. The hard part about duo content is usually you wind up liking one more than the other. That's happened to me for almost every, like, co-hosted series that I've ever listened to. Either YouTube videos or podcasts or whatever. You have a personal hatred for Link? I don't know if I'd go that far. Link on stream drunk and crying about how he's stopping OSR's content, getting donations to never actually quit. Oh man, I have never seen one of his personal drunk streams. I've only seen their duo streams. Wait, Link has a dumb community tab? I have to see this. Is it just memes? Those are pictures of puppies. This seems fine. It's just callouts to streams and pictures of puppies. Maybe I'm not scrolling back far enough, though. Don't let the loot despawn. Ooh, a mushroom spore. That's got to be pretty rare. I'm just going to pick it all up and drop what I can have because I don't know what's going to despawn. Oh, he's leaked the results of the end of a series? No. Yeah, I should definitely check those guys out, Sky. It looks really good stuff. It just... Every time it's popped up in my recommended, I was not quite feeling it. Didn't click on it, and then YouTube's like, you must hate this. I'll never show it to you again. Just as a heads up, I think I'm gonna probably be wrapping up the stream here in about 10 minutes. It's getting a little late. Don't want to be up too late tonight. Definitely appreciate everyone hanging out tonight, though. Definitely really fun to have an impromptu stream. And hopefully I'll be able to stream again on Thursday with a new video coming out next week. which will be 3 weeks between videos, which is not something I've done since the end of Trailblazer. Eight hours to go before I'm allowed to leave. Do I have to make up all the time that I missed? Oh god. I would literally be streaming until my boys are awake, and that would be very sad because I would be so tired. And they're gonna be so sad because I'm so sad. I have no idea, Bren, who's gonna be winning Gillinar Games. I actually I did not watch the first one. Don't forget you're here forever, absolutely. I did not watch the first one, so I have no idea. I still haven't seen the first episode of the second one, but I plan to watch it at some point. It definitely looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Feel free to spoil it if you would like, though. Well, actually, no, maybe don't. Maybe other people don't want spoilers. I don't mind spoilers anyway. Cover your eyes if you, cover your chat. If you don't want spoilers. Picked Win was the first people to leave. Whoops. Whoops. Oh no. Frame Jimmy romance. Do it for a killer. I should. If it's any condolence killer, my Thursday streams, when they actually happen, have been pushing like 11:30, which is incredibly late for me. You don't know what it's like to live with children who are up at 6:30 every morning. You learn to adapt, and your body's just like telling you it's time for bed. You better go to bed. Otherwise, your small humans are going to be very sad, and you will be sad. Thanks for joining tonight, Sky. It was good to talk to you. Dink Life? Is that something about no kids? I don't know what that acronym is, actually. Working from home is the best. Grinding AFK skills while done working. Yeah, totally agree. I work from home as well. I definitely like try to go above and beyond my current ask though before I do that. And my work is really hard for me to do any like AFK grinding on the side of because it's really mentally intense. So I try not to do that as well. Dual income, no kids. That makes sense. I can totally respect that. We're currently in the struggle of wanting to maintain our dual incomes, which means we have to find childcare, and there's such a massive childcare shortage in our area. It's been so difficult. I'm planning on kids anytime soon. That's sleep. I totally believe it. I can't complain too much though because I've definitely been blessed. Both kids were sleeping through the night pretty well by around like 3 to 4 months. So like there are parents who have had to deal with broken nights for much longer than we have. So mostly now we just have the typical parent struggle of like the kids will be up at a certain hour because that like you basically with their bedtime and their awake time, you can kind of get them on a certain schedule, but the problem is you can't break them off of that schedule. So there's really no such thing as sleeping in. Like maybe once in a blue moon they'll sleep in, but their bodies are just telling them to get up and do stuff. And the other problem is like usually by 7 in the morning, because their bedtimes are like 7:30, they're just like ready to get up and they need to do things, and it's like not healthy for them to stay in bed any longer anyway. So all that said, I need to be responsible and make sure I'm ready to help them get up. Everywhere is short childcare. Yeah, that makes sense. Absolutely. A lot of my coworkers too, they Even though most childcare centers that are still open are open again in full enrollment, they haven't been able to find any. I called the daycare center, and it was a 60 kid waiting list. So we got on the waiting list. I wouldn't necessarily say it's just the unemployment benefits killer. A lot of daycare centers just literally could not survive the pandemic because they were basically asked to shut down, and there was not enough compensation provided for them to be able to do that and stay open. We had a lot of small places close their doors in our area, for sure. I also feel like, just generally speaking, there's been a shortage of childcare workers in a lot of places, just because it's really undervalued work, I would say. Kids are really hard. I would gladly pay someone like $15 an hour if they would watch my kids. And most daycare workers are making like 10 or 9. Kids are just too much work. Absolutely, Nori. Childcare and early childcare education in general is really undervalued. There's like this mixed perception that like, oh, it's really easy to keep kids alive, but then you add on this extra layer of like, oh, what about enrichment activities? What about snack time? What about taking them places? So like there's this expectation that like we need to meet a certain standard of care that's like extra layers, but we don't want to pay for it. Or at least, you know, childcare centers haven't established that it's okay. The other problem is that's really expensive and a lot of families just can't afford it. Cleaning pee, poop, and other fluids. Oh, absolutely. So much pee, poop, and other fluids. Especially juice and milk and yogurt. Oh my goodness. I have to like deep scrub our dining room table every week. Oh, this is the sad part about ending a stream, though, as we get on these topics, and I'm like, oh man, I have so much I want to say about this, but now I need to go. I need to go to bed. But yeah, unfortunately, I'm going to start wrapping it up here. Only have about 20k experience to go on range, though, so that's great. Knocked out over half of what was left. So I really appreciate everyone hanging out tonight, helping get some of this range knocked out. Help me get a little bit closer to being able to make the next Time Traveller episode, which hopefully you can expect in a little bit of a week. Traitor. Sorry, killer. I would stream all night if I could, but I can't. And even if I did, I bet I would probably be a zombie by like 2 in the morning. I would actually literally just log out, and you'd be looking at a silent RuneScape login screen. Yeah, that'd be great, Donovan. It was great to see you here. It's good talking to you as well. Hopefully I'll be able to stream more consistently. That's probably the biggest problem to you not being able to join. Sweet Bren, hope you enjoyed the series. Hope it still holds up. And I hope everyone has a good night. It was a lot of fun. I will catch you all on Thursday, hopefully, but maybe not. We'll see how it works out.